Hello, this is the beginning of the broadcast for the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee for the date of Sunday, April 24th, 2016. It is just shy of 4 p.m. GDT, so I'm waiting for some more people to come online. If nobody comes online today, I'll just close out the broadcast. But for now, I'm waiting for someone to come online to see if we have anybody interested in issues that are relating to the documentation that we have already published for documents on the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee GitHub site for documents relating to Bitcoin education. So with that, we'll see if anybody shows up at 4 p.m. Pacific, and I'll just wait a few minutes and kick back and see what happens here. And again, this is Colin Gallagher, Chair of the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee. One of the things I'm doing here is I'm going to enable chat so that if people want to that are joining this Google Hangout, they can add links or discuss in chat as part of the Hangout what are some of the topics they would like to discuss relating to the issues for the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee. Today it's specific to the documentation that's relating to the outstanding issues that are shown on the GitHub site for the Education Committee, issues that need to be resolved to help correct and make more relevant and timely some of the documents that show on the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee's GitHub site, so that we can get some of those documents up to date. Those issues have been posted on the GitHub site and are open to anybody with a GitHub account that wants to change them or submit proposed changes. And in the chat area here for this session, what I'm going to do is enter in just a minute the Bitcoin Foundation's Education Committee's site, Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee, which has a GitHub site. And that GitHub site is BTC Foundation. It's BTC Foundation edcom.github.io. That's BTC Foundation edcom.github.io. So I have that up on the screen right now. I'm going to enter that in chat. And I'm just also going to put it in group chat as a link. And Let's see if I can do a screen share here also, so that if somebody's reviewing this video later, they can see the image of this in the screen share. Let me see if I can understand how I can do this with Hangout, because I don't normally use Google Hangouts, but yeah, there's a way to do this in screen share, so it's taking me a minute to figure out how to do it. Screen share. Great. Select a window to show, conference call, and there we go. Start the screen share. Great. So now it's showing the screen share, and you can see, if you're looking at the video right now, you can see the Bitcoin Foundation, BTC Foundation edcom.github.io. If we click on guides, it will show us the best practices guides, and from there you can see an overview of all the guides and a link to the guides that we currently have, and then from there issues on GitHub. And issues is where we have the outstanding issues on GitHub for items that need correction or review by members of the Education Committee, or anyone who wants to take a look at those things. Could be anyone, actually. You don't have to be a member of the Education Committee. You could just be an interested person. So someone interested in doing stuff that relates to Bitcoin, if you want to update some of these guides, there's something here that updates needed on how to buy Bitcoins in Italian, for example, and other things, or resources relating to Tor, I2P, and VPN used with Bitcoin. So stuff that needs to be updated or brought up to date to make some of these resources more timely and relevant. So that, and you can open a new issue if you think a new issue is needed, or if there's an issue that needs to be opened that people need to pay attention to and make a correction. So that is, make sure that you have a GitHub account, of course. If you don't, you'd want to create one in order to review that. Going back again to the overview here area, this is at BTC Foundation edcom.github.io, and I'm not sure if anybody can still see this, but bitcoinfoundation.org forum, we have a section in our forum that deals with the Education Committee. And under this section, we have, let's see here, Education Committee, where is it? We'll go. Education Committee. We have a Education Committee information in different links and areas here, but there's one of them which I'm linking to here, which shows the introduction to Education Committee for new members, which hopefully is in your screenshot right now. You can see it on the screen. Yeah, it looks like you can see it on the screen. And in this link, you can see that this was originally posted by Nikos Pantanitos in March 24, 2014, but it's a thread that's been used in the forum by various members, mostly by Nikos and myself of the Education Committee. And it's titled Introduction to the Education Committee for New Members. And the most recent posting is by myself, and it deals with how to convene for the Education Committee. And there will be more Google Group Hangouts, and I'm going to be posting them links to them in the Google Groups, since it seems that most people have been indicating their interest in the Education Committee via their participation, or at least registration in the Google group for the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee. So with that said, I'm going to post more Google group hangout times in the future. So if you didn't make it for this one and you're interested in another one, I will be posting more Google group hangout times. I don't know what times they will be, but every 2 to 3 weeks there will be another one at a different time, so that if you didn't make it for this time, or this time was not convenient, that's okay. There will be another time, and each time there will be a little bit different twist, so there will be different topics, but we'll still also be focusing on issues relating to the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee and our outstanding issues as well, trying to hone in on that, but other issues as well. Perhaps the next one might have to do more specifically with privacy or anonymity issues, but each one will try to get a specific different theme that'll be announced ahead of time, but as well trying to drill down into some outstanding issues for our Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee repository as well. Definitely an opportunity for people to help out if you're interested in volunteering. If you have any questions, you can contact me through my through the Bitcoin Foundation forum, or through the Google group if you're a member of the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee and you're able to respond to Google Groups. It's easy for you to ask questions through there. Let me see if I can end the screenshot or the screen sharing here. There we go. Did it. So with that, it seems that there is a, let's see what time it is. It's about 4:10, and I'm curious if there are any viewers. It looks like there's 0 viewers here. So no viewers. It's 4:10. I'm going to wait another couple minutes, and then if there's nobody available, I'll just turn this off. But I think maybe waiting another couple minutes would be prudent, just in case there's somebody that wanted to jump on and had a question. But otherwise, I'll just turn this off and propose a new date and time through the Google Groups for another 2 weeks to 3 weeks out. And then that way, it'll give people an opportunity to say, hey, I'd like a different time, or earlier times are better, or that kind of thing. I think in November 2015, Bruce had suggested that earlier times on Tuesday, like I think Tuesday mornings, ADT were good for him, for Bruce Fenton. I think, of course, that was then, and people's schedules may have changed since then. It's now 4 months along. So if you have a schedule preference, please post it in the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee group if you're reviewing this video after the fact. That would be great. That way you know what your schedule preference is, and I can incorporate it into the next time I post a Google, what do I call this, Google Hangout on air, or whenever we do a next session. So with that, I think I'm going to wrap this up, since there is no one else on air at this time. There's no viewers. But if you are reviewing this after the fact, what's going to be, looks like a 12 to 15 minute video, please make sure and go to this screen. I'm going to screen share it with you again real quickly. Let's see, it looks like I can choose it. Please go to the screen, which is BTC Foundation edcom.github.io This is the Bitcoin Foundation Education Committee page. From there, you can review the guides that have been created, and you can take a look at them, review them. Some of you who are in the group have already participated in creating them. Thank you for that. You can review the open issues by clicking on Issues tab at the top, just like you're seeing now. And then you can scroll down and take a look at those 7 open issues, 7 open and 19 closed. The ones that are open represent issues that, for whatever reason, need more attention. We need something done. I need a volunteer or volunteers to look at these various things, like update Bitcoin in Spanish, for example, or the guide to mine for Bitcoin needs update, or resources relating to Tor, ITP, and VPN use with Bitcoin. You know, this is tagged as a question and it needs more attention, more comments. Maybe, like in this case, if you have a comment, you know, maybe you're not ready to add content yet to the repository, but you might want to simply add a comment here. And in some cases, it's very helpful just to get your comments in the section. So if all you have, you know, maybe all your only contribution is a comment, that's great because it helps us get an idea of what your thinking is on the subject. And then that helps us get an idea of, okay, what direction might we want to go for how we're going to update some content or create some content in the near future. So we don't want to create any content and then not have consulted with, you know, various members of the public and various members of the foundation and members of the education committee and so forth. So add your comments. Communications enhancement for the education committee is another example of where you could add your comments. How can we communicate better? Looking for comments on that. This actually may be an issue that's out of date. So if you think that the issue is out of date, please add your comments there. I may want to close this issue. If you think it needs to be closed, let me know. So things like that, things that need your attention and anybody's attention who wants to volunteer. This is a resource that is referenced on the Bitcoin Foundation's actual site. It is a resource that's separate from, like, it's on GitHub, and so it's actually separate from the Bitcoin Foundation's site, but it's linked to from the Bitcoin Foundation's site. So, for example, you can go to the Bitcoin Foundation, Bitcoin Foundation.org. You go there. If you were looking to get at it another way, you go to focus areas. You have to disable no script. I think if your no script is, if you have a no script like I do, and it's interfering with the whatever access to the Bitcoin Foundation site. Their site's a little slow today. There. Then drop down to education. From the Bitcoin Foundation's focus areas, you go to education, and you can see it's bitcoinfoundation.org/education, and you can sign up for an email list. Here, alternatively at the Foundation Forum. These links need to be changed so they're more visible. They don't look like they're not visible. So then you see guides, educational resources, and minutes, and those are resources. That's the GitHub pages, basically. So as you can see, the Bitcoin Foundation links you to out to the education committee's GitHub page resources, and to issues needing community assistance. So, boom, from the Bitcoin Foundation's page, you can link directly to issues needing community assistance. So, please go there and help out. If you're watching this after the fact, as I think this is now, this will now turn after I close out this session. This will turn into recorded video. Please don't hesitate to share it so that other people can see the help that we need help. So yeah, please help. Thank you. Let's see. What do I do now? How do I close this out, this session? Oh, I have to go here. I have to stop the screen sharing, and I'm back. So I'm going to end this broadcast, but thank you if you are watching this, even if it's after the fact, and I hope to see you the next round. Thank you. Bye-bye.